The Adventure in Paris. In a small town called Maplewood, there lived a girl named Emma. Emma loved reading about faraway places, especially Paris, the capital of France. She dreamed of visiting Paris and seeing the Eiffel Tower, the Louvre Museum, and the beautiful streets filled with cafes and shops. One day, Emma's dream came true. Her parents surprised her with a trip to Paris for her birthday. Emma was overjoyed and could hardly wait. She packed her bag quickly, making sure to bring her camera and her favorite book about Paris. When they arrived in Paris, Emma was amazed by the beauty of the city. The streets were lively with people, and the buildings were stunning with their classic French architecture. Emma felt like she had stepped into one of the pictures from her book. Their first stop was the Eiffel Tower. Emma's eyes widened as she looked up at the towering structure. It was even more magnificent in person. She and her parents took an elevator to the top, and the view of Paris from above took her breath away. The city stretched out before her, with the river Seine winding through it and the rooftops glistening in the sun. "Wow, this is incredible," Emma said. "I can see the whole city." After descending from the Eiffel Tower, they visited the Louvre Museum. Emma was excited to see the famous art pieces she had read about, especially the Mona Lisa. The museum was huge, and they spent hours exploring the different exhibits. When Emma finally saw the Mona Lisa, she was amazed by its mysterious smile. As they walked through the museum, Emma noticed a small, hidden doorway. Curious, she asked her parents if they could explore it. They agreed, and Emma led the way. The doorway led to a quiet courtyard with a beautiful fountain in the middle. There, they met an old artist named Monsieur Pierre, who was painting a picture of the fountain. He had kind eyes and a warm smile. "Bonjour, young traveler," Monsieur Pierre said. "Are you enjoying your visit to Paris?" "Yes, very much," Emma replied. "I love learning about art and history, and Paris is my favorite place." Monsieur Pierre chuckled. "Paris is a city full of stories and inspiration. Would you like to hear a special one?" Emma nodded eagerly and sat down next to Monsieur Pierre. Her parents smiled and sat nearby, listening. "Many years ago," Monsieur Pierre began, "there was a young girl named Isabelle who lived in Paris. Isabelle loved art and dreamed of becoming a great artist. She would spend her days painting and exploring the city, just like you. One day, while wandering through the streets, she found a hidden garden filled with beautiful flowers and statues." Emma listened intently, her eyes wide with excitement. In the garden, Isabelle met an old artist who taught her many things about painting. He showed her how to capture the beauty of Paris on her canvas. With his guidance, Isabelle became a talented artist. She painted many wonderful pictures and shared them with the world. Her art brought joy to many people. "Did she become famous?" Emma asked, leaning forward. Monsieur Pierre smiled. "Yes, she did. But more importantly, she found happiness in doing what she loved. She learned that the true beauty of Paris was not just in its buildings and streets, but in the inspiration it gave to those who lived there." Emma thought about the story and realized that her own adventure in Paris was similar. She was learning so much and experiencing the art and beauty of the city. "Thank you for the story," Emma said. "I want to explore more and learn as much as I can about Paris." Monsieur Pierre nodded. "Keep your eyes open and your heart curious. There are always new things to discover." Emma and her parents continued their tour of Paris, visiting the Notre Dame Cathedral, the Champs-Élysées, and the Sacré-Cœur Basilica. Each place was filled with history and charm. Emma took many pictures and made notes in her book, wanting to remember every detail. On their last day in Paris, Emma and her parents visited the Luxembourg Gardens. As Emma walked through the gardens, she felt a deep sense of peace and happiness. The flowers were in full bloom, and the air was filled with the scent of roses and lavender. As they sat by the pond, watching the little boats sail across the water, Emma thought about everything she had seen and learned. She felt grateful for the opportunity to visit Paris and for the stories and experiences she would carry with her forever. Back in Maplewood, Emma shared her adventure with her friends and classmates. She showed them her pictures and told them about the places she had visited. Everyone listened with interest, and some of her friends even decided they wanted to visit Paris one day too. Emma's trip to Paris had inspired her to continue learning about art and exploring new places. She knew that there were many more adventures waiting for her, and she was excited to see where her curiosity would take her next. The story of Emma's adventure in Paris became a cherished memory, reminding her that the world is full of wonders and that there is always something new to discover. And so, Emma's love for art and adventure grew stronger, leading her to many more incredible journeys in the future.